13 News begins with breaking news.
That breaking news out of downtown Norfolk tonight. You are looking at a live picture of Freemason Street as police are investigating an incident in which two people were shot, one a young female, the second a male. This all started around Monticello Avenue in the area between the Norva Theater and the mall. 13 News reporter Brian Farrell is on the scene right now. Brian, what can you tell us?
Well, they just reopened traffic on Monticello and around that area, again, around MacArthur Center, Norva. We're also kind of in between right now at Monticello Freemason, where you'll see some of the flashing lights and all still left some of the crowd that was out here earlier tonight, and kind of in between where the Wells Fargo building and all is. What police are able to tell us at this point is that they had reports of a shooting. They got here, they had two juveniles. They're saying one male, one female who had been hit, both taken to Norfolk General Hospital. They are being treated there. It doesn't sound like the injuries at this point are serious. We have a lot of children or younger people down here. Apparently a big concert at the Norva tonight that's more geared towards the minors and that group and all. Plus you throw in your Friday night traffic from people who are just down here around the mall and some of the restaurants and things like that and all. So that's why you're seeing the bigger crowd than you might on another night like that. But again, they're telling us shootings. I did talk to one of the kids out here earlier, just off camera. They had said there was kind of a shooting down one end closer towards the Wells Fargo building, and that's where one of the children had been hit. And then down closer towards City Hall Avenue and down more of the mall area is where the other juvenile, again, at this point, we're not sure on ages. Someone did mention there was a 13-year-old, at least in one case. That, again, is coming from a child, a minor who was out here as we were talking to them. But police are telling us both taken to Norfolk General Hospital. At this point, we haven't gotten any kind of update if they're still looking for any kind of a shooter, if they've taken anyone into custody or more than one person into custody. We're live in downtown Norfolk. Brian Farrell, 13 News.
Brian, we understand that an event called the Spring Break Jam Fest was underway at the Norva, and the key points here, this was an event scheduled for children between the ages of 14 and 18, and we understand in this case the two shooting victims are teenagers.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was mentioning. When we see all this, the big crowd of people and all who are around here, a lot of them are minors at this point, and that is what, as I mentioned, the Norva event was geared more towards that younger age group, the teens that would be kind of like that 14 to 18 age group, versus if you're talking like younger people who would be college age or like slightly college age and older than that. So you've got that whole crowd that was down here apparently at about, say, 7 o'clock or so, when, you know, hours before this had happened, there was a huge crowd lined up at the Norva to try to get in there. So that is the case, and that's why we have a lot of the younger people down here right now thrown in. As I said, you know, Friday night downtown Norfolk, you've got people who are out here with the restaurants and things like that who may have been at the mall when all this had happened. Should mention, too, because of it, if you're familiar, again, with downtown and where the light rail is running, Monticello, along that stretch kind of from Monticello area down to York Street, had actually been shut down, the light rail, for the time. Now, again, I don't know that the light rail itself is running again, but they have reopened some of the area around the mall to traffic that had been shut off and taped off when we first got out here.
I saw some pictures of a pretty chaotic scene at one point where police are trying to get the crowd under control. One of our producers was on the scene around 10:20, and he told us there was the initial call of a shooting at the Norva, another call of perhaps a shooting at the Buffalo Wild Wings, and while he was investigating those two reports, he heard additional gunshots in the area. And